Hey yo, what's up guys, Kyle here. This is a topic I want to talk about on Capcom. You guys know Capcom, when I was a kid growing up, Capcom was my number one favorite video game studio, game company. Capcom was number one for me for my childhood years, throughout my teenage years. Capcom was number one. And, you know, they still hold dear to my heart because of the great games that they've made in the past. However, I'm pretty sure all you guys know, about this information, about this piece of news concerning Capcom that I'm about to talk about. But I'm just not getting around to talking about it because I've just been so busy. But Capcom is going through the drain. It was reported late last month, or a couple of weeks ago, that Capcom only has $150 million left in the bank. $150 million left in the bank. And it said that they may, it's not a guarantee, but it said that they may go into bankruptcy. They may file for bankruptcy. Some people say this may be the end of Capcom. Others say that Capcom could have a chance to save themselves if they, sell some of their franchises to other third-party companies and whatnot to keep afloat. That is a possible good idea to keep Capcom up and running, but Capcom has been one of the worst companies, I would say, in the last 4 years in the gaming industry. They've done just so many outlandish and stupid junk, from the DLC, how they market their DLC content was ridiculous. They've canceled not one, not two, not three, but 4 Mega Man games. Are you kidding me? 4 Mega Man games. Like Mega Man, their poster child, their mascot, they canceled 4 games. You know that's a lot of money right there, because half these games were made, some of these games were already finished, others were in the process of being made. So that was money that was being spent there, whether these games were complete or not. It was money being spent, and they canceled them. That's a waste. You look at another series, Street Fighter. They take Street Fighter, one of the greatest fighting games of all time. But my God, they milked the same Street Fighter game for like 4 years straight. I mean, we've had Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 came out in what? February 2009? And we've got like 4 different versions of Street Fighter 4. You got Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Complete Edition, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, Super Street Fighter 4 Cross Tekken. I mean, they're milking the same game for like 4 years, just different expansion packs, not one of these different characters. Nobody gives a flying fudge. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So they're taking one of their best fighting franchises and they're milking the same thing out of that, which to me is just like, why don't you just make a new damn Street Fighter game, if that's the case? I mean, really, because they come out with a new Street Fighter once every 7 years, seems like, anyway. So, I mean, why not save all these extra characters for Street Fighter 5? Anyway, going beyond that, you look at another series, they had Devil May Cry. They haven't done diddly squat with the Devil May Cry series, and the one thing they did do with it, hey, let's make a reboot for it so it can reach a westernized audience. And the westernized audience on our end, we're like, Devil May Cry doesn't need to be rebooted because it's already huge amongst us fans here. You don't need to reboot the whole series. They rebooted the series. They sold it to Ninja Theory. So, that's money there that they're spending, selling their game, or giving their game, because they didn't sell all the rights to Devil May Cry, I believe, to Ninja Theory. They didn't sell all the rights, but still, selling some of the properties of the Devil May Cry franchise to reboot it to Ninja Theory, that's money out of their pocket there. Then, and they expected the reboot of Devil May Cry to sell like 2.5 million. It didn't even make that much. It only sold 1 million copies, or 1.2 million. So, under half of what they intended it to sell, it didn't even sell that many. Then you have their next biggest franchise since the Mega Man series, Resident Evil. Resident Evil, my God, that's all I have to say. It's just Resident Evil. Just look at what they've done to that. Resident Evil. I'm not even going to explain an explanation about that series. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was amazing. After 4, I don't know what the hell the series, where the hell they've taken the franchise, but they're not taking it down the right path. I just say that. So you look at some of these 4 games, for example, where Capcom has just been, their heads have been up their buttholes, and they're pretty much almost broke. I mean, $150 million, that's a lot of money. I wish I had $150 million in my bank right now. I would be complaining. But for a multi-platinum game company, $150 million, that's all you have left in the bank, that is pretty scary for a company, a global company at that. I don't know what the hell Capcom can do. I mean, best thing I can say is, sell some of your franchises. They aren't doing squat with Mega Man. Sell Mega Man to like Sony or Nintendo. A lot of people say sell it to Nintendo, but I would rather see it with Sony. I think Sony would probably be a better fit for Mega Man. But sell Mega Man to the Sony or like I said, or Nintendo. Sell Devil May Cry to, hell, sell them to Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft would be a good home for Devil May Cry. Sell it to them. Sell Street Fighter. I'm kind of leery. I don't know who would you sell Street Fighter to. I wouldn't sell Street Fighter to Bandai Games or Namco. Maybe Konami. Konami, maybe not. But just Capcom needs to. They need to get their heads out of their a-holes. They really do. They need to refocus on what the hell that they're doing. Get the Resident Evil series. Honestly, in my opinion, I would restart the Resident Evil series. I would reboot it. Because I think what they've done over the last 3 years with Resident Evil, it's been horrible. I think they need to I wouldn't mind a reboot to Resident Evil. I really wouldn't. I know a lot of people may be objective to that, because we've had the story of Resident Evil since day one, going back to like the late night, since 1996 with the first Resident Evil on PS1, and how the series has just expanded and grown since then. Over the years, and like I said, that was since 1996, so I can understand some may be objective to a reboot to the Resident Evil series. But I mean, you look at the stuff that they've been doing. Most of the decisions that they've been making for that game have been so bad that the latter end of Resident Evil is so bad that it kind of really overshadows all the good things that we do remember and miss of Resident Evil. And so, because the bad things is just a stigma in everyone's minds of the series, I wouldn't mind if they reboot the franchise. I think that might be needed. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Devil May Cry, like I said, they can sell that to like Ubisoft or something. So I don't know what's up with Capcom. It'd be sad to see them go, but I think it'll be sad to see Capcom go under. But if they do file for bankruptcy and they do go under, I think it will be just desserts, so to speak, because they've been one of the most terrible game companies in the last 4 or 5 years, right up there with EA Games and some other companies I don't want to mention at this time. So you guys let me know what you think about Capcom. Do you think they should just disappear, file for bankruptcy, and just vanish? And close their books? Do you think they should sell some of their, franchises? What franchises would you like to see some of their, which companies would you like to see some of their, games being made by? I want to hear your thoughts on that in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.